Good evening and welcome to the NXTGEN Season 17 Paramaxed Modern Touring Car Championship. We're here at the historic circuit of Rouen Essarts for round number 2. A fantastic circuit this, causes absolute carnage even at the best of times, but it's a real driver circuit. And we have 15 drivers in the lobby. We have AMH Racing, who currently leads the title charge on 22 points. We have Speedy Gone Hogo, PZR Jamesy 77. Weedaz 34 has joined the championship. Big Bloody B, Shallow Stalker DBS, Webby's Johnny, The Les, Epic Legend 236, Bruce Lee Harding, NGR Tim 78, Hago Miego, Hago Miego, D White House 7, Full Fish, and Jack TM53 Synopsis rounds out our 15 drivers for the night. Speedy Gone Hogo still in the pits, which is a bit weird. He's only got 5 minutes, which would, unless he's got a qualifying ban, which he may well do. May have taken a quality ban for an instant last time out. Let's go on board with AMH Racing. He's our current championship leader, followed by the lads on 18 points. Cam in third on 16, Jack on 13, Webby's Johnny 12, D White House 7, 11, Fourfish 10, Bruce Lee Harding 9, Epic Legend on 8, Tyler House on 7. He's not joining us tonight. As we go off into the barrier with AMH Racing. A rare mistake from the championship leader. We're still going to stay on board with him because hopefully he'll still do a lap. He just hit the brakes. Just couldn't slow the car down in time. Hago Miego is on 6 points with Speedy Gone Hogo 5, Tim on 4, and Scott Mini 183, who again is not here tonight, on a DNF. So, this is someone else spun before the start-finish line. MH Racing, slightly warming up the tyres there. We come across the line. Into turn 1, just a touch of brake, down a gear to make the front end bite. Back on the throttle, using all of 5th gear before going up. Turn 2, down to 5th again, yep. Again using the revs. He's gone wide though, which means he's going to have to back off the throttle. Turn 3. A long right hander, a bit of a lift just to get through it. You see there, he's not very happy with the grip. Turn 4, be careful here, you've got to try and brake before it, let it roll, under braking because of the weight transition as you go into the right hand hairpin of turn 5, where you got the cobblestones. Like Bruce having a bit of an issue there as well. Turn 6, a flat right hander. Then you have turn number 7. Flat left into turn 8, but actually no, sorry, turn 7's not flat. Down again, we clip the curb on the left hand side. Force us straight to the barrier. Turn 8's flat. Turn 9, a tight left hander down to 2nd for it. Into turn 10, should be flat. Up a gear just before it. Turn 11, probably a slight lift. No, still flat. No, we clipped the barrier and we've gone round with champion. The reigning defending champion and our league leader right now. It's all gone a bit wrong. On board with Johnny a minute to finish off the lap through turn 12. A flat right hander that leads onto the back straight. That could compromise AMH because that means he might not get another run here. See, 5-minute qualifying, so not a long time. Hit the brakes for turn 13, the penultimate corner. You want to get it tucked in. With a front wheel drive a little bit nicer, rear wheel drive you've got to be careful not to light the tyres up. Turn 14, a flat right hander in the Group A1. Should be flat in these things. No problem with the modern day grip. And that's the turning we'll be using after this race for the Clios. So we head to the short circuit after. But Webby's Johnny will finish this session with a 211.7. Full Fish on 5 with a 209.9 though. Fourfish has another go at things. There's D Whitehouse 7, he's finished. Hagamaego has finished as well. No, he hasn't actually, he's actually still going on a lap. PZR James just coming round to do his final lap. Bruce Lee Harding has not set a time. AMH has not set a time either. I don't know if Jack... Is Jack still on a lap? Yes, Jack has got another lap to go. Weedaz will have a lap to go. Here comes Big Bloody B. Does not set a time either. Okay. The Les... Here comes Tim. He doesn't set a time either. PZR James doesn't go any quicker than a 2:29. You got the Les, followed by Jack, followed by Fourfish, followed by Weedaz, followed by Hagamaego, or Hagamiego, I don't actually know how you pronounce that one, but there we go, and Epic Legend. So the layer's just coming through the final corner now. To complete his final time of qualifying. Across the line, goes quickest. Jack goes quickest. Fourfish improves but doesn't go quickest this time. Weedaz goes into 4th place. Epic Legend 236. Crosses the line. So. Jack takes pole position with a 2 minutes 7.8. Which is not the quickest pole time ever in the modern touring cars. The layers lines up alongside Fourfish and Weedaz make up row 2. Row 3, Babies are Johnny and Hagamaego. Row 4 is D Whitehouse 7 and Epic Legend. Row 5, Peter R. Jamesy in 9th. Jamesy, good lap there. I'll take a good lap. He's a fair bit off the pace, but good to see him in 9th. Alongside him, Speedy Gone Hogo. So AMH and Big Bloody B line up on row 6. Shadow Stalker and Bruce make row 7, and row 8 is Tim all by himself. Those 5 drivers not setting a lap time. We've only been around Rouen Essarts once in the modern touring cars. That was last season, season 16. AMH took the pole position on that one with a 2 minutes 5.9. But for the Paramax modern touring cars, we sink in. For round 2, we have 3 red lights. We're green at Rouen. And it's one hell of a start from Weedaz in the BMW. Jack losing time, losing positions. He's down to 3rd. He's going to stay alongside Weedaz as we come down towards turn number 2. Are we clean through turns 1 and 2? Looks like we might well be. Speedy gone. Hogo has disconnected. Unfortunately, someone's gone wide. That's Weedaz. Goes back on the track and straight back off again. He has now got control. I don't know how glad he's not running this track. Great track, mate. Great track to run. But it's the Layers who leads. Someone's gone wide. That's whether Johnny's gone wide through the hairpin. Bruce Lee Harding, I think something did happen then, coming either off the start line or into the first turn. Remember, this circuit only takes one person to spin in front of the pack, but Bruce 11th now, with a lot of work to do. The Les is starting to pull away. He's now 1 second in front of the Astroman off Jack. Jack putting the Astro on pole, fantastic result. You got Weedaz, who's behind Webby's Johnny. He's up into 5th now. He's got D Whitehouse behind, looking to make a move somewhere. This race, oh, Weedaz is almost losing the back end, and AMH clipping the, oh, big collision. Oh, that's not clever. That's not clever at all from Weedaz. He needs to wait on that one, I'm afraid, bud. Big Bloody B is not going to be happy with that one. Ridas just getting very twitchy out of the corner. Spearing into the front of D Whitehouse 7. Obviously, unfortunately, that wasn't his fault, but that turning around, not ideal. Not necessarily game over, Tyler. It's all about, as long as it's lap 1, still a lot of time to run. 10 laps around here. As maybe to Johnny just uses the curbing a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't the best rejoin, I'm going to admit, but that's why we have stewards and that's why you send clips in, because of things like that. Obviously, you should be really waiting. There's Big Bloody B. There's Bruce. He's up into 10th now. And he's making good ground. He is absolutely on a mission through turn number 1, tapping the brakes, looking to the inside of turn number 2. Decides better of it in the number 15 machine. But that Mercedes is really going for it. Got Big Bloody B ahead of him. Into turn 4, into the hairpin. You just see Bruce backing off earlier. And spin. Big Bloody B, waves to Johnny. Is it Johnny? No, it's Tim. Sorry, Tim in the number 7 machine, the Dominum car. What happened? Maybe Tim just caught the grass, I don't know. But Bruce gifted up into 8th place now. Only 3 seconds behind Ridas. We know how fast Bruce can be, so as Big Bloody B has another big moment. Yeah, we know how fast Bruce can be, so it'll be interesting to track his progress through this race. Jack looking to get the slipstream of Les here as they go through turn 12 down towards turn 13. The limiter for that Astra, 151. Look how good it is through the corner though, and he's going to be on the tail of Les. You're looking at your leading pair, but that traction of the BMW on the exit to the acceleration phase, very, very mighty. But once you get this Astra wound up, it does fly. Don't forget, Jack put this car on pole position. Absolutely buzzing the limiter. Using all the revs as we head down towards the turn 4-5 complex where the hairpin is. And you can see the Astra creeping towards that BMW. See how much confidence Jack has in the Astra. Great to see that Astra near the front. Fullfish is dropping behind. AMH racing in 4th at the moment. There's Johnny 5th, D Whitehouse 6th. There's Weedaz, and Bruce is catching. He took 4/10 out of him last time around. We head back to this battle though between Jack and Les. Jack just waiting to get close enough to pounce here. Did you get that feeling? A 206.5 by the pole sitter. Last season he done a 204.9. That was in the McGanns. Now watch that gap shrink. Half a second. Les trying to break the toe just by that movement left. Now the BMW gets his own back near the end, to the top end of the BMW. Let's have a look. AMH is, yeah, 153, 154. So it's only like a couple of miles an hour, but it's massive for the timing. As AMH goes round into the barriers, just too eager on the throttle. And our championship leader currently sits in 4th. The Les, who's second, sits in 1st. So right now, AMH will not leave Rouen Essarts as championship leader. Well, Bruce has got past Wieders. At the back end, we got Jamesy, Hagamayo, and Big Bloody B. 2 BMWs, followed with a sandwiched Mercedes in between. Half a second is the gap, and we're going to see that gap open up a little bit more. But you just sense through the corners, the Les isn't very confident. Every single lap, Jack keeps eking another tenth, another tenth. He's now 0.4, and the gap closes up the hill. But it then starts to reopen as the BMW gets in its element in the straight line. The biggest thing with the BMW, just gets there quicker. Acceleration is better. But with Jack 4/10, the slipstream may be strong enough to pull him along at such a rate. It doesn't, the difference is not exaggerated too much by the time difference gap. Let's say 154, 155. Jack flicking between 150 and 151. You can see there, the BMW not liking the cobblestones, and now lays on a real pressure on lap 4. On board with Jack, he's kindly given us permission to put a camera on his helmet, and this is what he sees. Jack pushing that Astra to the limit as we head towards halfway point of this race. We're on lap number 5 of 10. We're all over the back of this BMW now, within 2 tenths as we head down towards turn 4, turn 5. First gear. And that wheel spin not helping Jack actually out of the hairpin. Too much wheel spin. Didn't get into second quick enough, and that BMW will make the gap up again. All the hard work Jack managed to do, just a little bit undone then. No, he's back within half a second. Tim has got past Wieders for 8th place. This is a great showing by Tim right now. Tim is the first one to admit he's not the fastest driver in the pack, as Wieders looks down the inside. No chance there. Yeah, Tim will openly admit he's not the fastest man on the track, but he's doing a very, very good job of just staying out of trouble here. He's on for a good result. Meanwhile, Jack, the Maximum Motorsports, I believe it's the Maximum Motorsports car. Might not be. I don't think it is actually. I think it's a different one. The WRB Motorsport car. There we go. Oh, and Les has gone wide onto the grass, and this is Jack's opportunity now. He pulls alongside up towards the last corner. He's gonna. Nope. He's gone. Couldn't quite get alongside enough to make the move on Les, but Les under considerable pressure from the Astra here. A little bit of a lift that time from Jack to keep a tighter line. And now we are really bugging Les. Les almost losing the back end. He is feeling the pressure of the Astra because he knows Jack's all over him. He knows Jack put this car on pole, so Jack is quick. Into the hairpin, and Les almost loses the rear end, clipping the grass. Better from Jack, getting into second a bit earlier there. He'll always lose time out of the hairpin, but if you can limit that by going up the gear at the right time, he's got a much better chance of winning this race. Using the curb a little bit on the right hand side. how much later he is on the brakes, how much easier it is to turn in. I'm going to stay on board, ready for the slipstream effect to take place. Here we go. Les trying to break this toe. He knows if he can break the toe, Jack doesn't stand a chance against the BMW in a straight line. But with the toe, Jack can hang on to his tail. Jack not biting for that, and Les probably lose a little bit of time for that. And again, we brake later in the Astra, cruise up to the back end of Les, and yet again, Les has to go defensive this time into the final corner. He knows Jack's going to get a good run out of there. And meanwhile, we have another battle to go on. Showstock Epic Legend. The time's a little bit incorrect on that one, I reckon. So back to the fight with the lead. This has been some great racing from these two. And all three available manufacturers for the night on the podium right now. BMW, Opel and BMW, the Megane banned apart from certain races. You see it again, the Les just pulling away, but Jack right on his tail still applying that pressure. We enter turn 9 up to 10, and again you see Jack pulling him back in. Through the right hander of turn 12. Up to 14. Showstock and Epic Legend have swapped places around. And Hago Mayego has got past as well. But we're going to keep watching this battle for the lead. On lap 7 of 10. We're going to watch Jack. Look how much corner speed he's got now. Again, can't find the space to pull alongside and force Les to give him the room. He's going to have to wait another lap. This is going to get very frustrating here for Jack. He's seen the back end of that BMW all race long. He could probably draw it now from absolute memory. Just looking for that one mistake. That one mistake that Les makes that he can pounce on. And we're coming up to lap traffic. Big Bloody B is in front of them as they head towards the hairpin. Hopefully he can get into the hairpin and just get out of the way, because we don't want anything to disturb this battle. Yes, great driving from Big Bloody B, although it's not going to help Jack. Oh, fair play to Big Bloody B. He did go out of his way. He saw Jack starting to pull alongside Les. So very nice driving there from Big Bloody B as we keep this battle going. And this is the closest Jack has ever been coming up to this section. .3. This is the golden opportunity, surely, for Jack. That Astra beckoning to get past. Watch the gap grow very slowly. Through the right-hander. Here comes Jack. Less than 3/10 to go. And again, that BMW just pulls away at the last second, but that if anything, is helpful for Jack. Because this time he gets alongside, surely this time. No, he still can't quite get the move done on lap number 8. Still, Jack sees the back end of that BMW. When he won retirement, this race, Speedy Gonhogo disconnected early on this race, but this battle has raged for pretty much every one of the 9 laps. Is there anything else? Bruce is up into 6th. This is a good recovery drive by him. I don't think he's going to get away with Johnny. He's got to be careful because he's got D. Whitehouse behind. Weedaz is in the wall. Well, it's a bit weird. I'm assuming that's just because he travelled a long way from turn number 11. Other than that, Jack's gone down to 0.6 of a second here. Using all the curb. House cheering on AMH Racing. His times are quicker by 0.3 last time around. He's got a lot of ground to make up though, about 4 seconds. A flash of the lights from Jack. Maybe to say, I'm giving up. I'm throwing in the towel. Another flash of the lights. Now, Jack normally does that to communicate with the driver. Oh, Les has gone wide. This is the opportunity for the Astra now. He's going to have to run all the way down to turn 1. Remember, if Les takes this victory, there's a very good chance he's going to take the championship lead. Across the line, we're going to start the final lap. The Astra right on the tail of the BMW. This has been one hell of a battle. Now Jack's just looking for any way to get past. Just needs a door to open for him. It's a shame he wasn't close to the Les because he kind of... Oh! Jack's in the wall! That's it. That's the race done. Jack getting twitchy through turn 4. And that will end his assault on the leader. A big shame. That was winding up to a great last lap battle. Meanwhile, we've got Battle of the Mercs between Bruce Lee Harding and D. Whitehouse 7. Bruce just coming into the hairpin ahead of D. Whitehouse for 6th. Considering this man started on the second to last row, has got caught up in an earlier incident by the scenes of it. He's done a fantastic job to get up into 6th place here. It's been a very good drive, as it has been for AMH. But it's not all over yet. Here comes the Les. It's just coming through the penultimate corner now. D. Whitehouse, you may have to come back to this. I know D. Whitehouse is going to look for a move into the penultimate corner. Going to leave it as long as we possibly can. Because the Les is going to win at Rouen and he's going to take the championship lead out of round 2. A fantastic drive by the BMW man, led from start to finish. Jack comes home for a very solid 2nd place in the Astra. He'll be gutted he didn't win. Fourfish in 3rd, AMH in 4th. Webies of Johnny will come home 5th. DY House 7 is on the outside of Bruce Lee Harding. He's gone through the hay bales, through the tyres. That is going to be the challenge over for him. just couldn't quite get the car turning around the outside of Bruce Lee Harding. Webby's Johnny comes home 5th. Big Bloody B will come home in 14th place, 1 lap down. Bruce Lee Harding, a fantastic result from him from the back of the grid, 6th place for him. D. Whitehouse is in 7th. NGR Tim, I mean, what a result for this man. I don't know what his highest achievement is. Let's see if I've got the information here. Drivers at a glance, Tim, his best result was in Sugo, race number 2 back in season 10, with a 5th place finish, so not quite his best one. But it's been a fantastic result for him. 8th place round Rouen, a place he normally doesn't get on with. What a fantastic result, and I tell you, we are delighted for this guy. He finishes, he goes to every race. He doesn't always get the result he wants nor deserves, but this is a very well-deserved 8th place for Tim. Fantastic drive. Weedaz will come home 9th, but a very suspicious rejoin could be haunting him. Epic Legend 236 will come home in 10th. Hagamayago will come home in 11th. James E will come 12th, with Shadowstalker in the other Astra finishing in 13th. So provisional results for this round of the modern touring cars. Deleuze takes the victory from Giac, a fantastic battle all the way through. 4Fish 3rd with AMH, 4th, a great recovery drive in the back of the pack. Maybe so Johnny 5th, and the same for Bruce, a good recovery drive after the start of the race and qualifying in 6th. DY House is 7th with Tim in 8th, Weedaz 9th, Epic Legend 10th, Hagamayago 11th, James E 12th, Shadowstalker 13th, Big Bloody B comes 14th and last. So, that's the end of the Paramax modern touring cars for this week. Fantastic battle. One of the most enjoyable battles I've seen in a long time. Next week, though, we head to Sportsland Sugo in the Renault Megans, one of the single-make races for the season. So it'll be good to see what happens with those. So do join us next week for that one. It should be an absolute cracker. Next up, in about 5 minutes' time, will be my point of view of the Clio Cup, also sponsored by Paramax Racing it instead. So do join me for that one. I won't be speaking it for obvious reasons. But for myself and everyone at the Montoya Shop, we thank Paramax and Paramax Racing for sponsoring this event and the league. Fantastic to have on board. But from all of us, good night.